Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss UPSC toppers answer copy analysis of All India Rank 1 UPSC 2020 topper Shubham Kumar's answer copy. So today's discussion is pertaining to GS Paper 1 World Geographical segment. So let's go into the question which has been asked here, students. Elaborate on the concept of rat hole mining. In the context of northeastern India, highlights its ecological consequences. Also explain why it still persists despite the ban imposed by National Green Tribunal. Overall, it's a 10 marker question, students. But what we need to be careful is we'll be given only a maximum of 2 pages to present our answer. But in this particular question, there are three major components if you observe, students. First segment pertains to the concept of rat hole mining. Second pertains to its ecological consequences. Third, we need to explain the reasons why still this practice is prevalent in India. So overall, let's look at the answer writing approach of All India Rank 1 Shubham Kumar's answer writing approach and format, students. By looking at that introduction, rat hole mining is disintegrated way of mining in which it is practiced in small scale, so few people will be involved. No use of large machine. Hole is made and not the whole area is uncovered. No support and reinforcement on the walls or roof of the hole. No proper safety mechanisms followed. So overall, students, in this particular concept is trying to explain the concept of rat hole mining from the starting of the answer itself with the help of a very beautiful concept clarity diagram. I would be telling my students, whenever you are drawing, especially diagrams for geography, which is mandatory, you can use map based diagrams, or you can use concept clarity diagrams also to fetch maximum marks. Here, whatever this topper has done, this way of explaining the concept of rat hole mining is very beautiful, and it adds value to the answer because the concept is pertaining to explanation of the rat hole mining, and he has used that diagram to explain the concept. So overall, for the 6 points which he used to address the concept and for the diagram, this topper will be easily getting 3 marks, students. Then he is talking about the next component of the question. Recently in Meghalaya, many people died due to rat hole mining because rainwater gets filled inside. So he's quoting the examples, especially that example is pertaining to current affairs, and it is illegal in India, but it is quite prevalent in northeastern states. So he's also using the geographical location where it is practiced, and he's also using the current affairs context. Then he is entering the second half of the question, that is ecological consequences. So it leads to severe exploitation. After mineral exhaust, it is left as such, so it leads to problems such as contamination of groundwater and affects ground dwelling animals. Then it will release toxic gas. Overall, if you observe, students, here, out of the 3 points which has been written, only 2 pertains exactly to the ecological consequences, and you'll be getting 1 mark for that. Let's now go into the third major segment of the question. Why it is prevalent? So because of livelihood, smaller deposits, so large scale is not possible, political nexus, lacks implementation, vote bank politics. And if you observe your students, for the 5 points which he has written, you will be getting 2.5 marks, that is half mark for each of the point. Then he is coming with a conclusion: we need strong political will and multi-stakeholder cooperation to truly ban this practice. So overall, he has addressed the conclusion also with the context of the question, but what is missing is, especially in this particular question, is a proper introduction. You would have defined the rat hole mining, then you would have given the important characteristics of it, and a conclusion in which you would have talked about the contemporary challenges, area expert committee or current affairs context, which you missed it. But overall, if you observe the marking pattern of this topper, for the body of the answer, one segment he got 3 marks, then second segment he got 1 mark, 4 mark. Then for the third segment, he got 2.5 mark, that is 6.5 mark, and half mark for conclusion, which comes around 7 marks for a 10 marker question, and which I would be saying is possible for many of our students also. Why I am telling that is, if you observe this particular question, students, he has written first 6 points for the concept explainer, then another 3 points for the ecological consequences. Then he is coming out with another 5 points for the especially why it is prevalent. Overall, this topper has written 14 points for a 10 marker question, which I would be saying he will be easily getting half a mark for each of the point. So he has to minimum get this 7 mark, whichever examiner is evaluating his copy. So what is very important is the usage of diagram by this topper, which is very creative. Along with that, the usage of quality points and the keywords to address the context of the question was very complete with this topper. If you observe his real marks in the UPSC mains exam, Out of 250 marks in GS paper 1, where world geography is present, he got 115 marks, which comes around 5.5 to 6 marks per question, because there are 20 questions. So he averagely got some are around 5.5 to 6 marks per question. So what are the important learning points from today's video? Structure of the answer is going to be important, especially introduction, body and conclusion. Subheading approach, it depends upon the context of the question and number of segments asked. And whenever we are asked to present our answer, it should be with point-wise approach. And for a 10 marker, you can come out with up to 10 points, and for a 15 marker, up to 15 points. And the usage of diagrams, map based and concept clarity, and the usage of geography based examples will help you in fetching maximum marks in world geography segment in GS paper 1 students. In addition to this, if you have any further problems in answer writing approach or overall in with respect to geographical concepts, any problems, you can contact us by joining the Telegram group, which is given in the description box below. For more such information related videos, kindly subscribe to our channel. Thank you.